Hello, my name is Lucas. This is A Bit of Lit, and I'm here to talk about The Doctor Who Fooled the World by UK journalist Brian Deer. While I was reading this book a couple of weeks ago, Brian Deer actually tweeted at me. I was tweeting about how unbelievable this story is, and he left me a link to show me all the painstaking effort he's gone through to be able to publish this and show that it is in fact true and verifiably so. And yeah, I will leave a link to that part of his website to show you all the hurdles that would have to go through to show that the claims in this book about Andrew Wakefield and his highly damaging report and actions afterward, his report in the Lancet in the 90s, highly respected medical journal, that made the claim that the multivalent MMR vaccine for mumps, measles, and rubella potentially causes autism. And it also goes into how the media really dove into this and basically packaged it and repackaged it and sold it and ran wild with it. And this book is really details all the efforts and all the ways and all the things that Brian Deer had to, as an excellent journalist would do, all the steps he went through to uncover the truth behind this fraud, basically. And I just want to say a few things about it. Basically, what I want to say is I highly recommend it. It's an amazing book. It's aggravating. Agrifying. Is agrifying a word? Anyway, it's infuriating, to say the least. But it also is a really good example of why journalism is important and useful and necessary to sort of keep institutions and individuals from going out of line and acting in self-serving ways, as Andrew Wakefield did, because there were some ideas about him releasing a monovalent vaccine that would be sold and it would be his little cash cow, this kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, just him and everybody that worked really hard on this, like top-notch effort on breaking this case, because it's a really good example of why journalism is important, and a really good case of journalism in general. It also is a scary example of exactly how and why people would not necessarily trust news organizations because they were running wild with this vaccine autism thing, and also medical institutions in general, why some people are just not trusting of it. And we can see that still today. And yeah, in some ways, I mean, just reading about it, I was thinking to myself, like, man, if I was a young parent, if I became one now, I would know. But if I was a young parent at the time, like, I can imagine that it's possible. I can see how and why this kind of reporting and this kind of thing would worry someone, and they might buy into it. And that's worrying. And then when you've bought into something like this, you maybe get a little bit defensive. And when other sources are telling you, no, you're wrong, but maybe you have a child you're still worried about, and you felt like you found an answer. Like, I kind of get it, in a way. It's unfortunate, and Andrew Wakefield can never be forgiven for all the damage he's done for neurodivergent people and for young families and for autistic people. And it's raining a lot. But anyway, I just want to say that this book is excellent, highly recommended, and I hope you pick it up and enjoy it and let me know what you think, because it's really terrifying, but also in a way, because the excellent work that was done during this time period, the past 20 years or so, Brian Deer working on this, and other people too. Though this is all Brian Deer's efforts, it is sort of gives you a sense of it, like, we're not without hope. There are good actors in the world, I guess. I don't know. I had mixed feelings about the world reading it, but ultimately I left sorrowful, actually, because that sentiment hasn't gone away and it's highly, horribly damaging. But there are some things to be hopeful for. Good journalism, I guess. I don't know. Bye.